Hi, everyone. I wanted to take a couple minutes to share some information about the online components of the Well-Nourished Life. I'd like to thank you all so very much for your trust and your adventurous spirit in joining us for this new way that we're going to try and share some information. We have people taking this course from near Toronto and Port Elgin and joining us from the United Kingdom. So already it's been a real encouragement to us that we can share information and make it accessible in different ways through the uplifting use of technology. I'm also hoping that everybody finds this makes it more accessible and more convenient for you to join our classes when you can, or from the comfort of your own pajamas, when we have our classes on Monday nights. So I wanted to take a few minutes and do a little bit of an orientation to give you some information about Zoom, which is what I'm using right now to record this video. That may be new for most of you. Within that first email that we sent out, your registration email, there was a link to join us in our Zoom room. If you want to click on that, you may need to just download Zoom onto your computer or onto your phone, however you're going to join us. If it's something you haven't used before and you're feeling a little nervous about it, please reach out and let me know, and we can do a practice session. Also, for our first class on Monday, May 21st, I'm going to open the room at about 7:10, 7:15. So for those of you who it's new for, please join us early, which will give you an opportunity to get any of the kinks out if it's the first time that you've used it. If for some reason you cannot get onto that first talk, don't worry, we're going to be recording it and we will send you the link on Tuesday so you can get the information that way. As a reminder to everyone, this is a pilot program for us, which means that we are really appreciating your patience and your feedback as we're just trying something new and working out the kinks. And so, hopefully everything always goes well, and we're trying to practice lots of different things in lots of different ways. But we'll always let you know if we hit a bump, and appreciate your understanding. So what I wanted to share today were a couple little things that will also be a great support for us on this journey. And the first one is just our private Facebook group for the Well-Nourished Life. So what I'm going to do is, it's pretty simple, and I've been able to find most of you on Facebook, so I know that you're using it. But I wanted to just show you one tip on how, if you are not making sure that any posts to the Well-Nourished Life are popping up right into your feed, or you're being notified right away, if that's something that you'd like, that you can make that happen. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I can share my screen here, hopefully. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to take us to Facebook. Okay, so this is our At the Core page on Facebook. So if you're on an iPad or a tablet or a phone, everything is shaped a little bit differently, but I'm going to generally try and show you what we can do. So just up in the top, I'm going to type in the Well-Nourished Life, and this is our private group. No one else will see this group, and no one else can join it who's not in our course. Okay. So really the most interesting thing, actually, let me see. I think I can make my mouse easier for us all to see. There we go. So right here, you want to click on this one that says joined, and you want to hopefully stay with the group, but make sure that you are part of the group. And then here, when you click on notifications, you can choose all posts if you want, but that will make sure that you don't miss anything. And the benefit of this is that I am going to post recipes, support, inspiration, all of those things. We are going to find them here. So it's a really great place to check in regularly or be attached to so you can see what's being shared. So I'm just going to scroll down a little bit so we can already see what's going on here. We sent out our first mini lesson, which was on organization, and asking everyone who was joining us to please upload a photo of anything old or crusty or empty or just uninspiring to you that was in your pantry, fridge, or freezer, to just let it go. And we asked people to upload some photos. So we can start to see here in our feed that we're getting some pictures of some things that were let go and some tidy pantries. And already the comments have been quite great, that everybody finds this kind of liberating and that feels good. So I continue to encourage you to take on that little 15-minute, 30-minute organizational practice. I also put a post in here. Today's Mother's Day when I'm recording this, from our teacher, Shambhavi Ji. She shared a beautiful post on nurturing. And that's really what this course is all about. When we went out to really talk to our community of women, our community of friends, community of students about what their kind of greatest struggle was, so much of what we got back was to really just please help us to nourish and to find a way to do that with joy and confidence and inspiration. So this is a lovely post from Shambhavi Ji here. And if you, let me see here, just so everybody knows, if you click down here where it says see more, then you can read the whole post. So I'm just going to stop this for a second. Okay, and here I am. So the one other thing I want to share with you about the Facebook group is you're certainly also welcome to post anything that you find that's a recipe or that you think aligns with our classes, the lessons, or support you here that can help others. Our hope is really to build a community where we can all just come together and cheerlead and support each other. So the other thing I would say is that if you're just having any questions or concerns about that, or if it's just something that doesn't really float your boat, that's okay as well. Just feel free to touch base with me on anything around that you have questions or concerns about. So that's our first piece of coming together virtually. Our second one is the one I'm really most excited about, and this is the one where we're going to find most of our material. So this is called Trello, and if you haven't heard of Trello, hopefully after this demonstration you're going to wonder why you hadn't before. Trello is an online like bulletin board system. But it gives us such an amazing ability to be able to organize our lessons, videos, handouts, recipes, links, images. This is going to be a private group only for those who are in the course. And it's going to be a place, one place, where everything that we talk about and everything that we share will be easily accessible for you. I am going to also talk about how to organize your recipes or any of the handouts in a paper-based version. Some people just may not be interested in having those things online. And I actually prefer a paper-based recipe in the kitchen. I find my phone always turns off, or I end up getting flour, butter, sugar all over the phone, and that's not really what I want to do. But what we'll find with Trello and making yourself, you know, a little comfortable with it, is that is the place where you can find the recipe to print it, or some additional inspiration. So I'm going to give you a look at this. What I'm going to do is, around the same time this video is made accessible, I will have invited everyone and hooked you up to our bulletin board. So you probably already received some sort of email and were maybe wondering what that was. I'm just going to switch my screen again and take us to Trello. So you can see right here, let me get my mouse back so we can all follow. Okay, there we go. Let's try it one more time. Okay, so this is called Trello, Trello, and I've already uploaded a whole bunch of stuff in here to kind of get us started. So you'll see right here, the way it works is these are like cards, kind of like Post-it notes. And each one has a different title. This is where our classes are. And then I have already just created the file. Under each card, we could say is a little file for each of our classes. And then if I just click on this first one, then you can see when you click on it, there's a whole bunch of opportunity for information to be in here. So this is where I will put the links for our videos of the classes that I record, to give you an opportunity to watch the video or to rewatch it. And one of the things that I really hope to encourage, I hope that everybody wants to, is get your kids involved, get your spouse involved. Any of your family members within your home are certainly welcome to watch these videos or rewatch these videos with you, as we really kind of build this nourished life within the home, kind of one family at a time. So in here is where you're going to find our videos. So I'm just going to show you a little bit about that looks like. One of the things that I've created here is a card on inspiration. And really our first video, which is accessible for you guys to watch anytime now, if we click on this first card, is a video on embracing imperfect action. And this is really going to be, this is our motto as we're exploring this new adventure of bringing At the Core online. And as you are working in the kitchen with new ingredients or new recipes or new ways to consider things, I'm really going to invite you to embrace this idea of imperfect action. Things aren't always going to turn out perfect, especially with cooking. There's a lot of chemistry involved sometimes, and different things. And it takes a bit of practice. But we're going to kind of put our adventure warrior hats on and just go forward. So if you click right here, you will be taken to this video. Let me see if I click to the link. It's just my computer's a little slow. So what it's going to do, I just want to show you, this is going to take you to this YouTube video, which I've uploaded onto YouTube. And then you can watch the video here. So it's about 12 minutes. And there it is. So this was a video that I recorded probably at the beginning of April, when this information, these ideas first kind of started to unfold for us. And in watching the video, you'll get a little bit more of an understanding of, you know, just where we are with that and the idea of embracing imperfect action. Okay, so if we come back to Trello, at the bottom of a card, Trying to see how I can scroll down here, sorry. Okay, so at the bottom of a card, you can see that there's a place where it says add comments. So I can add the comment here, I am excited and I am excited to embrace imperfect action, even when nervous. Sweaty palms. And unsure. So even this video I'm taking right now, this is really all new for me. I'm so used to teaching, obviously, but it's not quite the same talking to my computer. And I remember watching a video from Eckhart Tolle and him talking about how he started to give all these video lectures, and then at some point he just had to know that there were these energetic lines of you know, heart connection where what he was saying was going out to those people. And so though the feeling isn't quite the same as I'm having this discussion with my computer right now, I know all of you who are listening to it on the other end whenever you are listening, and I hold you all very much in my heart. So this is my imperfect action as I'm playing and trying. And I encourage you within the kitchen to kind of take up that same mantle. So one of the things that the video asks you is to make a comment on this card, and right here is where you can make your comment. Okay. So a couple more things I want to show you in this little tutorial. I'm going to finish going through the cards. I've set up some categories here of different recipes. I've got this first one here under lunch and dinner. Yogesh, this spring pea and asparagus pasta. This is going to be the recipe for our first class, and I'll have a little bit of homework and some exciting considerations around it. When you click inside this card, you will find here the link to this recipe. This is a recipe from one of our favorite online recipe sites where I go to for inspiration, which is called Cookie and Kate. And although we understand everyone in this course is working with many different diets and different or allergies or food intolerances or choices within your family, we do cook vegetarian. But I think with any of these recipes, our hope is that you can modify them as your family needs to. This is a recipe that we just had for dinner tonight, and Yogesh made it, so we could practice and really see how easy it was. So he made this 25 minutes from beginning to end. We look forward to using this for our homework for our first class. And then we'll just continue to add more lunch and dinner recipes here. I'm gonna just at the bottom here, you can see there's the scroll bar. So this will just allow me to continue to scroll over to the side. I've got some desserts here. So the easy lavender shortbread recipe, which we already sent you out, is there. And this is where here you're going to find the delightful peach dessert recipe that we teased you about when we asked you to do the survey. So the recipe is here, and this is just us continuing to try and keep all the recipes in one spot for you. Here we've got some condiments. This is a lavender plum chutney. Lavender is going to be coming in season quite soon. And a roasted beet puree, which has been one of my new favorites this spring. And one of our special teases as part of this course was that we were going to add some bonus material around strategies for packed lunches. So we will talk more about that, but already I've got two things in here. One is 16 recipes that pack well for lunch. These are some nice links I found online. And another one is these 10 sandwich-free lunch ideas. And I popped this picture in here because I think there's nothing easier than quesadillas left over for lunch. What else we have? Snacks. I've got some ideas for snacks. That's going to be coming up soon as well. So these cards will just keep having additional information added to them. And I hope you can see how really lovely I think this is, inspiring, and really quite easy to use. Maybe I'll show you one more thing. Within each recipe, if we click on that card and we come down to the end, where you can add a comment, there's also a little paperclip. So if you click on that paperclip, you can add a link to another recipe, something else you want to share. You can also add an image. I would love it if everybody was trying out these recipes and taking their pictures and really sharing what you're doing. So this is a place where you can upload your picture. So it's going to be that little paperclip is the attach. Okay. There's also here on the right side, there's a place for you to add an attachment. All right. So what I love about Trello, I've been using it for a while now. I've actually been using it with the London Yoga Festival and organizing some of the projects I do online with Shambhaviji and some of the other people I work with there. One of my favorite things about it is it's so user-friendly, and really, whether I'm using it on my laptop, which this is right now, or whether I'm using it on my phone or my iPad or the tablet, it all is just as beautiful and just as simple to use. So I just encourage you to kind of play around with it. It interfaces so quickly and is really, really just quite fun. One of the things I just have to move this little picture here, sorry. Okay. I think one of the very important things that I want you to do, though, on Trello, or to be aware of, is if you come over here to settings, which I think is if you click on this upper right-hand corner or the picture, if you uploaded a picture of yourself, and then click on settings. Let's see. I'm trying to set it up so that we can. These notifications. Sorry. All right, I'm going to come back to our card. So I have a few different boards that I use. Okay, we're going to click here on Show Menu. I'm sorry, that was the wrong thing. So right here, there's something that says Show Menu. We're going to click on that. This is a place where we can click on More. And right here, there is something that says Watch. And if you click on this, this means that anything that's posted on this board, you're going to get notification of, if that's what you want. The other thing that's really important is if you can see here with, just to make sure if you want, and then just contact me if you need any more questions about this. On each card, there's these 3 dots. And if you click on it, and click on Watch, that means that anytime anybody posts to this card, if anybody else posts a picture or a recipe, when I update those, you will get notification of it. So that when the next time you sign into Trello, you will see notifications of all the updates and changes that have been made. So this is a nice way to keep updated as new things are going. It's not necessary, and almost all of the time I am going to be sending emails. We're more than anything going to communicate about updated information through emails. But if you want to stay right on top of things, you can click on every little card and click on watch, and then you will be notified anytime anything changes on here. So I am recording this. I'm sorry that I don't have the opportunity to ask anybody what your questions are, but that's a really good simple orientation. The very first time I used Trello, I maybe spent 5 or 10 minutes just playing around and I got it figured out. There's not much more that you guys need to do. You won't really be adding new cards. You can make additions to them. But for you, this is just a place where you can click, print recipes, and download inspiration, ideas, and your recipes as you need to. My hope more than anything with this course is that you experience the change that you're looking for. And to that end, we've stated that we're hoping to offer extraordinary support. So I continue always to encourage you to reach out to me. You can text me at 519-320-1505. You can email me. You can message me through Facebook, any of those things, and we will just get back to you and orientate, support, and guide through the technology, through the recipes, the organization, and anything else that we're hoping to unfold. So I'm going to just come back here out of Trello, and just going to share a brief summary here. So you can go to the Facebook page and the Well Nourished Life, our private group, and you can use that to connect with each other. And that is a simple place where we can just share recipes we see on Facebook, or connect, or upload photos of things that we're experiencing. The real place where we're going to store and manage all the content of this course is going to be on our Trello, the Well Nourished Life bulletin board, virtual bulletin board. So that link you should have received already. You should find that you've been invited to that page, and just reach out to me with any questions or concerns you have about how to work that. We will have our first class next Monday night. That will happen through Zoom. The class starts at 7:30, but anytime, after 7:10 or so, feel free to kind of sign in, and we can work out any of the kinks or anything that's uncomfortable and get started. And if for some reason you cannot get onto that call, we will have a recording of it, and we will make sure to get the kinks sorted out before the next one. So I hope that you find this helpful. I continue to implore you to share your feedback with us, good, bad. We really need to know everything to try and help serve you as best as we can. So please share. And I hope you're as excited for this as we are. I think there's some real wonderful opportunities here for us to get organized and inspired, and to kind of bring community together in these different ways. So I wish you all very well, and I'll look forward to seeing you live if you're joining us on Monday night. Thanks, everyone. Bye.